Yo guys, what's going on? And welcome to the Boxing Kings UK podcast. And this week we're going to take a look back at the matchroom card from the O2. Also, we're going to be reviewing the action from the Barclays Centre, Chris Algieri versus Amir Khan. And we're also going to get into a little bit of previews of this week's action, Miguel Cotto versus Daniel Geale. Okay, so let's kick off. Let's get to the O2. And first fight out on the televised card was John Wayne Hibbert versus Dave Ryan. That's for the Commonwealth lightweight title. And this was actually a rematch from a couple of years ago. I think it was just over 2 years ago when Ryan beat Hibbert. Yeah, going into this, you'd probably say this was a 50-50. I mean, you probably might have even given Hibbert the edge with the home crowd there because he's supposedly sold over 1,000 tickets for this, which is decent support to say the least. But yeah, Dave Ryan's got a habit of pulling off upsets, or so-called upsets. If you look at his last couple of fights, I think he beat Paul McCloskey. Also, actually beat Tyrone Nurse for the vacant title. So yeah, he's a bit of the Cinderella man. But anyway, getting back to this one, this was a cracker. Ryan was actually down in the third and the fifth. I mean, Hibbert was taking it right to him. But I don't know, maybe it was a bit of Hibbert running out of steam. And Ryan biting down on a gumshoe, but Ryan come back into it. I mean, himself already been down twice. I think he knocked Hibbert down twice in the ninth. And yeah, I think Hibbert was just a little bit worn down, exhausted. But this definitely was a good fight. I mean, this could have easily topped a normal Sky card, definitely. So yeah, I'll thumbs up to this one. Moving on. Next up was Scott Cardell versus Craig Evans. I think this one's for the vacant British lightweight title. Obviously, Terry Flanagan's moving on to bigger things. So this was the vacant title. And this went a bad matchup. I mean, this was more technical, stylistically. I mean, Craig Evans, really impressed with him. Slick boxer. Can tell he's out of the same camp as Selby. He's got some skills. But maybe just the size difference was the key for this one. I mean, Cardell was a natural lightweight, and Evans was coming up in weight, I think, from super feather. And I think at times in the fight you could tell who was the bigger man. And maybe that pressure was the difference. I mean, Cardell was putting a lot of pressure on him coming forward. Obviously, Evans on the back foot. He was trying to be the counter puncher. But I mean, he was the away fighter for one. And obviously, with Cardell looking like the aggressor. I think the decision was right in that one. I think that one went to the cards, and I'm pretty sure Cardell was he was comfortable on the cards. I mean, it took all three, all the same, 116, 112, and that's probably about fair because I think just his size took over in the later rounds. I think that just edged it because the middle rounds Evans did come back into it. He was doing some beautiful boxing, just counter punching, slick moving. And yeah, I was impressed with Evans, to tell you the truth. I think moving down in weight, definitely some titles there for him. I mean, I think he's in a Frank Warren stable, so he could even look at the Leon Walsh fight. That'd be a tough fight, but that'd be another good fight for him. Cardell, yeah, he grabs the title when he can move on now. I suppose he's looking at bigger and better things for the lightweight scene. You've obviously got Ricky Burns, Kevin Mitchell. The list goes on. There's loads of lightweight. So yeah, maybe you have a couple of defences with that. Maybe look to move on to bigger and better things. Yeah, up next was John Ryder versus Nick Blackwell. This was another decent fight. I mean, this is for the British middleweight title. Ryder, I think, for the first 4 rounds, it was easy for him, to tell the truth. Blackwell was just getting picked off for fun. I mean, Ryder was doing some lovely moves, couldn't miss. I mean, he was again slick as anything. He looked like he was just playing with Blackwell, to tell you the truth. I don't know what changed. Maybe the fitness of Ryder, maybe the pressure of Blackwell. But yeah, in this one, I think Ryder seemed to just fold. And yeah, Blackwell upped his game. Fair play to him. You know, he's fell short a couple of times. I think he lost to Martin Murray. Billy Joe Saunders for this title. So yeah, fair play to him. And stoppage was fair. I think Ryder I think the stoppage was fair. Personally, I think Ryder was gone. I mean, at one point he put his hand up and it looked like he didn't know where he was. So yeah, I mean Foster gets a lot of criticism, but yeah, I think I'll back him on that one because yeah, it was just 3 shots in the end for Blackwell. So yeah, fair play to Blackwell on that one. Moving on to some of the bigger fights now. I mean, let's go to Lee Selby. I mean, he was facing Gratovic for the IBF title and pure class. I mean, for me, he stole the show. He was first gear, maybe second, and he's fighting at elite level. I know. I say just below elite level. I know Gratovic ain't a Waters, etc., but he's still a class fighter. He's had 5 defences, and I think Selby was just playing with him. I mean, the movement from Selby, Gratovic didn't know what to do. I mean, he was getting picked off for fun. Selby was hitting, moving, and I won't say he's a powerful puncher, but he's still a hurtful puncher, and you could see. I mean, I thought the stoppage was on the cards because Gratovic was just getting nailed constantly. Couldn't set his feet. I mean, every time he tried to put pressure on Selby, just glided in and out, turned him. I mean, yeah, it was beautiful boxing from Selby. I mean, he looked levels above. Same thing as I think the fight before the Brunker fight. Similar sort of performance. I mean, he was just playing with him again. I mean, there's not much more you can say other than playing with him because I can't even remember giving Gratovic a round, maybe 1 round, and this is a world title fight. I mean, yeah. I mean, without the head clash, as I said, I thought he would have stopped him anyway. So I don't think you can really. Some people may argue, oh, the head clash. I mean, it wasn't as bad as Kevin Mitchell's cuts, etc. But he was on the way to losing anyway. I mean, he was in my opinion, he was getting outclassed. As I said, Selby, well deserved winner, and he's looking up for some big fights now. I mean, personally, I'd give him a few defences before I jumped in with someone like Waters. I mean, you want to avoid them sort of guys for the moment. I mean, Lomachenko, Russell. I mean, there's some mega fights there for him, and he's done nothing wrong in his career so far. Deserves them, so hopefully he gets them. Yeah, up next was Mitchell versus Linares. I mean, this for me was a disappointing result. I mean, I was backing Kevin Mitchell. I mean, he's since he's been at Matchroom, he's been bang on his boxing and been with Tony Sims, etc. I mean, his last performance against Estrada. I know Estrada again, he's not top tier, but he was quality in that. So yeah, I was backing him heavily in this one. Backing him heavily as more of a fan. Obviously, knowing Linares is a class stacked 3-weight world champion, so he was always going to be up against Linares. But I thought he performed blinding, to tell the truth. I mean, he was ahead on I think 2 of the 3 judges' cards when it got stopped. I mean, he knocked him down in the 5th. And I thought he was going to have him out of there because obviously Linares has been knocked out a few times before. And I thought, yeah, he's got him here. But Linares, like the champ he is, he sort of regrouped, got himself back together. And sort of after that, as the rounds were going on, he was the one taking it to Mitchell at times. I mean, Mitchell did box lovely, patient through this fight. He's picking his shots, picking his attacks well. But even going into the fight, I think Mitchell had a nick on his nose, which was worrying. And yeah, as the fight was going on, his face was a mess. I mean, especially for a fighter of Linares' class, if he sees that sort of damage, he's going to target that. And he did. And as the fight was wearing on, Mitchell's face was deteriorating, to tell you the truth. But this was a cracking fight. I really enjoyed this fight because, as I said, as I'm a big Mitchell fan, and yeah, it was hard to take in the end because, as I said, he was up on 2 of the 3 cards, and I think the injuries just got the better of him. I think the ref did make the right call because even if people say would have let him go on and they would have stopped it, it still would have been been a majority draw, because taking into account a knockdown, I think it would have leveled it up on one of the cards. Then one of the cards would have been a draw, and he was losing on one. So yeah, it still would have been a majority draw. So you can't say he was robbed or anything like that. And again, fair play to Linares, because he showed the champ he is. He had to bite down in that. And they said in I think the 10th when it was stopped, although Mitchell couldn't see out of one of his eyes, Linares set up the pace. He knew what to do, and he upped the game. So yeah, again, well done to him. But I don't know, Mitchell, he just seems like the unlucky guy, don't he? It just don't seem like that title's gonna come, because how many cracks do you get? I mean, there's people saying he don't deserve another crack. People like Ricky Burns deserves another crack at a title, etc. So I don't know. There's even talk of a Linares rematch. Personally, I'd tell him to avoid the Linares rematch. I think there's lesser guys he could go for. Linares may well have not worked him out, but will be more prepared going into the second fight, knowing obviously Mitchell can bang, and I think he'll be more on a boxing sort of counter punching thing, and I think he could just nick that one on points or a late stoppage. I'd stay clear of Linares. I'd hold back and wait for the Cruller Perez winner. I think Mitchell could win that. It's a fit. He's got a better chance than that. So yeah, personally, I would. If I was Mitchell, I'd just hang back and just wait, just have a rest. Up next was AJ. Anthony Joshua. He was looking to be the first man to stop Kevin Johnson, and God, he did. I mean, he was looking powerful. He actually steamed through Johnson. Showed no respect for Johnson. I mean, Johnson was lucky to get out of the first. He was absolutely getting battered. I mean, ref could have stopped that easily in the first. Second, come out in the second, same thing, just getting battered. I mean, I don't know. This is a funny one to call, because although Johnson's never been stopped, he is definitely on the slide. I mean, he's lost 4 fights and he's retired. I mean, fair play, yeah. He's a tough guy. He's been the distance with Chisora, Fury, Klitschko. But I don't know, how much heart did he have? How much desire did he have to actually win this? Was he there for the check? I don't know, and he knows. But I think to the hardcore boxing fans, I think there's still not the jury's still out on Joshua, but I think they would like to see him maybe fight someone who a no puncher, someone who's gonna hit back, because I mean, these guys who Joshua's got no respect for, he's just bulldozing through him, and to be fair to him, I mean, what is he now? Is he 13-0, 13 KOs? He's doing everything he's got to do. But you know, as you see with David Price, I mean, I think that's where the parallels are. I think David Price was doing the same sort of thing, and I think until we see Joshua in with someone who can bang and hit back, I think for the hardcore boxing fans, I think the jury will still be out. I mean, if you listen to some more of the casual boxing fans, I mean, some of the comments, what you're hearing, I think they're a little bit too far fetched. I mean, I rate Joshua. I mean, but I think we've got to put it into perspective. I mean, he's not fought no one yet. He's still learning the game. He's not been boxing for that long. I think people need to calm down on the hype, because we don't want to rush him too quick. We don't want to see him getting with Klitschko, as some people think he should already. I mean, you want him to learn his trade, and yeah, I don't want to see him rush too quick. I mean, with, I suppose, Eddie Hearn telling us he can beat all these guys, he can beat Fury, he can beat Price. I think that's where the problem lies now, because if you're telling the public that, then obviously you've got to show that. So now he's realistically, he's got to step up, and he's got to. I think they're talking about September fighting Dillian White, David Price. I think I've heard Solis. I mean, come on, yeah, I think Solis would be another Johnson. Thompson, I mean, even Thompson, but is he the same guy that beat Price? I mean, that was a few years ago now, so I think, again, he will just bulldoze through Thompson, even though he's a southpaw, and obviously he obviously got good boxing skills. I think he's at the tail end of his career now, so yeah, I think that's a no-no. But I think, yeah, now's the right time for someone like White. He's if anything, he's got less experience than Joshua, but it's a good rivalry there. He's hungry, so I mean, that would be a great matchup to see, because someone who's going to go in there with no fear, and then could hit Joshua on the chops, and then we'll know a lot more about him. But I'm not going to be a hater. I mean, again, he's done everything he needs to do, and he's looking powerful. I mean, you can't doubt the power. Power's there. He's hitting guys, and they're hurt. So yeah, I just want, me personally, I would like to just see him in with someone a little bit more dangerous, not rushing, but someone with as a noted puncher, and yeah, just to see what he's like. So see what he's like on the back foot, taking a shot, But yeah, again, fair play to Joshua. I mean, he looking dangerous. And finally, we get to the main event. Brook versus Gavin. I'm going to put it out there right now. This weren't a great fight. I mean, Brook looked massive to Gavin. And coincidentally, since this fight, Gavin has come out and said he's going to try to go down a weight. I mean, everyone's been saying that for a little while. He looks too small for welterweight. I mean, he looks like he could definitely slim down a bit and make like welter. And yeah, Brook was just way too powerful. Brook looked like he is tight the way, ain't he? They do say he could be light middle, but yeah, Brook, he was patient in this fight. He was just putting the pressure on, waiting for his time, and he just pounced on him. And I think Gavin was hard to read at first with Brook, because I don't like to criticise Gavin, because to be fair, he does seem like a nice guy, but he didn't really put much into this. I mean, he didn't really give it all for the world title, or maybe he couldn't. Maybe the size was just the difference, and he was under pressure from the get-go, and he just couldn't take it. Maybe that was, and he did give his best, but if you paid for this as the main event and you was watching it, you couldn't probably help but be disappointed, because from the outset, it just looked like Gavin was trying to survive. It just looked like he was trying to just fiddle about, stay safe. I don't know what the game plan was. Only he would know. I mean, it's a world title shot, and who's going to turn it down? He's not going to turn it down. He's got ambitions to be a world champion, but it just looked to me from the start like he didn't believe he could win this as soon as that first bell rung, and maybe he felt maybe just a jab from Kell, because he's a big, powerful guy, and yeah, he was just too strong for Gavin. Simple as that. As I said, he bided his time and pants when the opportunity was there, and yeah, the stoppage was fine in my eyes as well, because I don't think Gavin wanted any more of that power. I mean, yeah, he was just, I would just say outclassed, maybe just the size as well. It just was a bit of a mismatch, to tell the truth. And I know Brook's been out injured, and obviously he wants to keep his momentum going, but I think for some of the haters out there, this is a perfect opportunity to dig out his opposition. Yeah, hopefully for Brook, he now does get a step up he deserves because, again, I think he's proved he is elite. He's definitely elite welterweight. So hopefully now he can get a bigger fight and get to show people what he's about because I think that Jojo Dan, obviously, fair enough, that was a mandatory. Gavin, it was a short notice fight, I suppose. So I think now is the time for him to step up because you've got a lot of the Amir Khan fans again talking about his opposition. But to be fair to Brook, he does want the Khan fight. He's calling for it. He wants the big fight, so I'm not going to knock him. So what better way to get onto Khan than I think Khan, I think he did underestimate Algieri. I mean, Algieri, he did perform very good and he did change up the game plan. He did fight different. He, but still, I'd have to personally say I was a little bit disappointed with Amir Khan on Friday night. I thought he would have the power to not stop, maybe not stop Algieri, but hurt him, put him on the back foot, and it is a little bit alarming to see that he didn't. I mean, yeah, he did win the fight fair and square. He did adjust. In the end, it did take him time, but he did adjust. But with the pressure Algieri was putting on, I thought that Khan maybe would have been able to stop him in his tracks because he has been down before. I think he was down in the Pognor fight. Sorry for my pronunciation. But yeah, also, obviously, we all know what happened in the Pacquiao fight. So I was kind of shocked. I thought he wouldn't be able to hurt him. But yeah, fair play to Algieri. I mean, he brought it. I mean, I didn't think he was going to fight like that. I didn't think he was going to take it to Khan. Obviously, he's under a new trainer. I think he's with John David Daxon, who trains Kovalev. And I think they did try and get on the Khan's skin a bit in that fight. They tried to get some of the old habits out. Tried to make him to fight. And at times it did work. You can see Virgil Hunter was going nuts in the corner at times. And yeah, I don't know. Just maybe it was just the underestimation from Khan of Algieri. I mean, you could hear it before the fight saying he would cancel the fight for Brona, etc. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was, but you've got to say, judging on that performance, I would edge Brook in front at the moment because I don't know, the power thing for me. Always, if you're not hurting Algieri, I don't know. I just think, I don't know. Is he got the power to trouble Brook? Is he disciplined enough? Because there is some bad blood there. I mean, I don't know. That is definitely. I mean, that's definitely a fight I want to see. Brook Khan. I know Khan's chasing the Mayweather fight, and fair play to him. That's where the money's at. But if that doesn't happen in September, I think he should fight Brook this year. I mean, he's going to make big money. I know they're saying he earns more money than Brook. I think he supposedly earned 1.5 million for this. And he's saying he's earning more money than Brook, etc. But he's going to probably earn 3 times that to fight Brook. So I can't see what's stopping it. I mean, if you don't get the Mayweather fight now, you've been waiting, what, 2 years? I mean, you're talking about fighting other guys, but realistically, from a British boxing point of view and as a British boxing fan, that's the fight I want to see. I don't know. I mean, I can't see what's holding it up, really. I mean, I know the camps don't get on, but for $5 million, I'm surprised, or well, it's probably more than that now. I'm sure they can put the differences to one side and get it on. I don't know. Is Khan scared? I don't know, but hopefully, if this Mayweather fight don't happen, they can get this on. Maybe end of the year, Cardiff, Millennium Stadium, we've got the roof. Yeah, hopefully they can get it on. Alright, moving on to the action this week. let's quickly start off with I think it's the PBC card. I know you have Guerrero up against Martinez. I mean, looking at Martinez's record, I don't see this being too much of a problem for Guerrero, because Lopez stopped him, Vargas beat him, so he's not in great form. So I see this just as getting some confidence back for Guerrero after obviously losing to Furman. Obviously he's lost to Mayweather in the past as well. So yeah, I think this is just a confidence builder for him. So yeah, I expect this one to be pretty routine. Yeah, and then we've got Miguel Cotto versus Daniel Geale. And now this one is a strange one, ain't it? I mean, I think this is been made at 156. I mean, which is an absolute joke. This is for the WBC middleweight title. Come on. I mean, I don't know all these catchweights. I don't know where they're going with this, but middleweight title at a catchweight is a joke. I mean, Daniel Geale, I think he's going to struggle to make that. He's going to be drawn at that weight. I mean, fair play to Cotto. I mean, if you can do it, do it. But I think this should be a middleweight title fight. If you have the middleweight belt, you should be at middleweight. But getting back to the fight, I'm not too sure on this one, to tell the truth. Obviously, you'd have to put Cotto as favourite. But it's hard to judge what Cotto's got left, because the Martinez fight, did that flatter him? I mean, supposedly Martinez's legs are in bad way. Is that a flattering win? I mean, but Geale, he's not really noted as a power puncher. Like 31 wins, 16 KOs. So maybe it is a safe opponent for Cotto, because, I mean, Golovkin took him out. I mean, he even hit Golovkin full blood with a punch. And I think Golovkin hit him at the same time, and it was good night. So, I mean, I don't think Cotto's going to worry too much about his power. But he's got that sort of a herky-jerky style, ain't he, Geale? So, could he fiddle his way to a points win? It's in New York. Cotto's the home fighter. I don't know. This is a funny one. I suspect Cotto might break him down towards the end of the fight and stop him as he's coming down in weight. Well, not coming down in weight, but he's coming under the middleweight limit, and supposedly he struggles to make 160. So you'd have to question, is he gonna be weight trained? So I don't know. I think Cotto could stop him late, but yeah. I mean, since the Golovkin loss for Geale, I think he come back. He beat Fletcher on points, and I mean, Fletcher. I mean, he's been stopped a few times, ain't he? I think we know Billy Joe stopped him, and I'm pretty sure Danny Jacobs stopped him. So that is definitely a reason to question Geale's power. So yeah, I'd have to back Cotto on that one, late stoppage maybe. And then I think I'm hearing Golovkin's going to be in attendance, so that could be a big drama show. But yeah, that's the fight we want to see, ain't it? If Cotto decides to stay at middleweight, that is the fight we want to see. I've got a feeling he could bin the belt after this one, to tell the truth. I mean, and just go and fight Cotto, because I can't see him going anywhere near Golovkin. But I'll still be happy as a fan to see the Cotto fight Canelo. But from Golovkin's point of view, and I think he really wants to hear that, does he? Because he's still looking for that marquee win, and with Frutch looking like he's going to retire, I don't see that one happening. So for Golovkin's point of view, it looks like he's going to have to keep on searching for that one. But yeah, I think that about wraps it up. So yeah, thanks everyone for listening to the show. Yeah, catch us again next week. Boxing Kings UK at Twitter. Just get following us, and yeah, we'll see you next week. Cheers.